welcome to One Petite Street. Today we're going to start a series of videos where I finally get to build the room box for the articles I picked up on the clearance table and make a box for them. The plan is to make a dorm room, and but before I got started with that, we're going to be looking at this book today, which is about room boxes, or what they called at that time miniature rooms. So before we do that, I want to invite you to subscribe. I also want to invite you to like the video if you do, and push whatever button you can to kind of move things forward. So let's get to the task at hand, which is to preview this book and the ideas that it has as we set out on the mission to build a room box from scratch for these this furniture that I found. So when I decided to build my own room box from scratch, I thought I'll look in my library and see what information I have about it. And I found this book, Make and Furnish Your Own Miniature Rooms, by Mariam O'Brien. And it was first published in 1976. And then the edition that I have was in 1982. A little bit about the author. She was a cooking editor on this St. Louis Global Democrat newspaper. She had a local TV show about cooking, and she wrote 10 books on cooking. She wrote 4 books about dollhouses and miniatures, and those will be listed below. Mrs. O'Brien also was part of the same organization that I am. She was part of the National Association of Miniature Enthusiasts, and wrote for them, and also she lectured at many of the gatherings that they had. She put out a newsletter entitled Dollhouses and Miniature News. So that's a little bit about the author. Let's talk about the book itself. And we're not going to cover all of the chapters, although we'll kind of leaf through the pages. But on the dust cover, we have this statement by the editor, I guess, of the dust cover, but it says, "Part of the appeal of the miniature room is possibly due to our general smaller living quarters, which would simply cannot accommodate the large old doll houses, while miniature rooms may decorate tables, or hang on your wall, or line a bookcase or shelf. So that's the reason that The second chapter talks about the versatility of box rooms. As mentioned a little bit, you can make them and you can stack them like this. You can make different ones and put them together. And she shows a number of different ways to do that. So in a sense, you can have a dollhouse, and yet you can change it around and make it different ways. And so that's why the box room is a versatile. And then we look at the third chapter, and it talks about really the difference between room boxes and what's called vignettes, which is to say that, and let me show you one picture here that will illustrate the difference. We have here, if you can see that, this is a vignette. It's just a portion of a room or a particular set of objects to look at, where a room box has everything involved in a room, like a miniature room. So that's the difference between them. And that was the subject of the third chapter. The fourth chapter is scale. And the scale for the one I'm about to make is a 1/12 scale. But some of the room boxes that are in a kit, most of them, are at a 1/24 scale. And you can go down to doing a room box. You might see these on a HO train board at 1/144th scale. So that scale was, and of course my room box is going to be at 1/12 scale. And then finally it says building a room box, and she has instructions on how to build a room box. The measurements of the room box that she has in here is larger than the one I'm going to do, which will probably be 14 inches long by 8 inches deep and probably 8 inches high. So that's smaller, but it's going to be a dorm room, so it's not going to be very big. Now, as we look at the rest of the book, it's got many pictures of doll houses and how to make them. What this book had in the middle, a series of pages of color pictures of doll houses of the room boxes. And so it's unusual to find a lot of pictures in these books, but she has those. And in the back there are some instructions. For instance, here's plans to make a Murphy's bed. And so there are a bunch of instructions in here to how to build things. So this is the book kind of is using to guide me in building my room box, and it's a starting place. Well, I hope you enjoyed as we looked into this book. It's in my library, and it's for me getting some ideas on how to build my first room box from scratch, and how I'm going to possibly include these. I'm going to start off with some, we had new flooring put in one of our rooms, and we have some pieces of this which I think will make very good box for my room box. So I hope you'll come back and check that out when we do it. This is the time of the year when, well, one says that may you have a blessed Easter and grasp the idea of what God did for us in that season. And also continue to take care of yourself and look after others. And just be blessed. We'll see you again next time.